Guys, we got a great episode about the military-industrial complex. Something's going to blow your mind about what our country does and how much money they spend on war. Come see me. Go to ChristyComedy.com for Tiki Wiki's big show in September 11th, Theater at Madison Square Garden, September 5th, Chicago Theater. August 8th and 9th, I will be in Oklahoma, and in the middle of August, I am in Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. ChristyComedy.com or HistoryHyenas.com.
Yes, and you can see me in Rosemont, Illinois, August 8th and 9th. That's right outside Chicago. Then Tampa, August 15th and 16th. Poughkeepsie, New York, August 22nd, 23rd. Miami, September 11th and 12th and 13th. Bakersfield, California, October 3rd and 4th. And Toronto, October 18th. YannisPappas.comedy.com for tickets.
Now buckle up because you're about to get bombed.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas.
Yeah.
We got to throw 3 H's in there because HH is an acronym. It's no bueno.
No bueno. We got to throw in a Triple H. I'm Chrissy D. That's Yanni P.
And you look like Triple H.
Because here's the truth. I look like Triple H, and I have the beginning stages of COVID.
You are sick. You're a sick little piggy.
I'm a sick little puppy. I will drink Theraflu in about 30 minutes. I've been lightly sipping it throughout the day like a little tea.
Because you don't give a shit about your outfit.
I don't
You
care.
just don't care. Dressing is not something that's important to you.
I don't care.
You wear that. This is people who are watching this podcast or new to this podcast are just going to think that that's actually your podcast uniform.
Yeah.
That's how much you wear that Mets jersey.
I just don't care. And I'll have you know that the reason I was late is I wore this Mets jersey to a court case.
Because it's where everyone knows your name. You're Norm at the Queens County Courthouse.
Yeah, it's just what it is. And we did come out victorious. And what I mean by victorious is we're selling the house and staying in Queens.
No, I think it's working out.
It's working out. We'll see what happens. Here's the thing, cuz you never know. We're going to do a beautiful episode today about the military-industrial complex.
Ooh.
And I would like the military. We are the #1 military in the world. And I would like, we had a guest on the Patreon, Kyle Creek, who was talking to us about how he wants to bring beheadings back. And I agree.
Yeah.
I would like our military to just be dominant. And I would like to just be able to behead people who denounce our country.
Well, here's the good news. We are definitely dominant, and that didn't happen because we were putting a lot of money into education.
No.
That came because we were putting a lot of money into missiles.
Here's the thing is if you want to have the #1 military in the world, which is what we do, you're also going to have a lot of people that like Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. We
I
also
forgot
like
about Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
I forgot about Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo was a big star for a little while.
Yeah, Honey Boo Boo, when I was in the throes of his sexual addiction, got jerked off to.
Wei Song Xian.
Yeah, and it's just what it is. You remember that. You remember that version of me where everyone was for the table.
Yeah. I mean, that version of you still exists. You're like King Kong in a cage.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, it doesn't exist that you're.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, no, not Honey Boo Boo, not the child. I meant the mom. Isn't the mom Honey Boo Boo?
No, she was Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, I meant the mom is what I meant, not the child.
Oh, even worse.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I meant the mother.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying because they just pulled out the picture. That's not Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
The child.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, the mother is Mama June.
It was another.
That's who I jerked off to. Mama June.
Mama June. Yeah, Mama June. There you go. Yeah.
Not the child, Honey Boo Boo. My bad.
Yeah, Mama June and Honey Boo Boo, at the time, I think were considered weight-challenged people.
Right.
Weight-challenged who may possibly now be unhomed.
Now, let me ask you this. Mama June Fubes?
Definitely, cuz.
You think Fumani?
Definitely. But you know, the simulators have a sense of humor, so it could just be syrup down there.
It's just what
that would be the irony of it. You know? It would be the irony that she would look like that and have jowls. She's got jowls.
Yeah, she does have jowls, and she's got, not great teeth. But when you're in the throes of a sexual addiction in 2018, 2019, Mama June, you did satisfy some nights for me.
Yeah.
You were enough for the table, and I just lit up my belly button thinking about you. Now, also, because the reason why I've been wearing this Mets jersey for the past 6 weeks is because I didn't respond to my wife's texts in time, and she was packing up our house to move while I was having fun at the Montreal Comedy Festival, and she threw away all my clothes.
She threw them away.
She didn't throw them away, but she said she was giving stuff up to donation because she just needed to get this house packed up, and I didn't respond to the text, or I didn't see the text, so there was a pile of clothes that I wanted to wear. Some of them were my True Classic shirts that I love, and they were thrown into a garbage bag and given up to charity, which is AKA members of her family.
Right. Well,
so I could get them back at the next family barbecue.
Right.
I could ask for them back. I could buy back the T-shirts that I own.
That's how that goes.
That's what it is.
That's how that goes.
Yeah.
That's how that system works.
Yeah.
And that's much like the system that we have when it comes to funding military projects.
Yes.
Which is very interesting.
Right.
It's very interesting you brought that up because that's exactly how kind of the military-industrial complex works. What is the military-industrial complex, cuz?
What the military...
I thought it was a mental condition because it's a complex.
Yeah, it's because it's a complex...
I'm always thinking about war.
The military-industrial complex is pretty much a system that we just invest a big part of our budget into the military,
That's basically it when it comes to it. But
tell me more, cuz. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Does he like to go sight? Tell me more. Tell me more. Does she like a bite?
Tell me more. Tell me more. Let's bring back the Third Reich.
Way
I don't remember
song
that lyric.
I'm sorry. Just kidding around. It was a military-industrial complex.
Yeah. Well, they probably had a military-industrial complex that built them up.
100%. That's why I said it.
Basically, that's what a military-industrial complex is. Historically, is when you become an empire, you basically start funneling all your resources towards the military.
Now, hey, that's an interesting thing. Let me just ask you quick, and then we'll get into this. But you have, it's very fascinating when you said that America's an empire. Child sex trafficking rings in every empire, but there's the German Empire. Here's the one thing. You got to just admit this.
Okay.
Nazis did horrific things, but they never, no pedophilia accusations.
I don't think they had enough time.
Right.
They didn't have enough time.
Right.
The Nazis was quick. It was a coke bender.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came in with a wild philosophy.
Yeah, it's also like...
Yeah, you just...
Sorry.
Ladder 14.
Maybe we should just edit that. Yeah, I don't know why I said that
Way
one.
song she ain't.
That one's too much.
That one is... Yeah,
that one in the Patreon.
Basically-
That was in a... I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. What you're basically saying is you can't smoke a cigarette if it's put out in the ashtray.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
That's what you were trying to say.
And it was a joke, and it was horrible.
It's a
truth.
It's a truth.
It mixed pedophilia and war crime, and it's just even too low for me, and I do apologize to the group for that.
Yeah. Well,
I apologize to the group chat, and that means because I'm feeling bad about myself, what's also going to happen in the group chat is they're going to get sexed.
You're going to get sexed hard.
Yeah.
But we should give a limbo award every time one of us goes too low.
Yeah.
We just what do they call that? The guy who won the limbo contest?
Oh, like you mean like limbo, like at a party?
Yeah. It'd be like, so you're
went too low.
You're the cruise limbo king.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah.
You went low. But that's okay.
Yeah.
It was there.
It was there. And you take
and
shots.
there's truth to it.
And like we've said, if you go to patreon.com/historyhyenas and you go to the $25 level, that's the show that we used to do for free 5 years ago.
That's what it is. Patreon.com/historyhyenas. That's where the fun is always. I'm sure the Nazis did do a little bit of it, but they did. When you think about the Nazis, they didn't really they had an empire for like a couple of years.
You're right. It was very short-lived.
Yeah, but they were definitely a military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
They were a victim of a military-industrial complex, which basically means like all your resources just get rerouted to the arms industry.
Right.
And then the arms industry lobbies the legislative branch, and then the legislative branch just enacts policies or legislation that benefits the arms industry. So it's just like a triangle that goes round and round and round.
And perfect time for Pat Shamaha to walk in from Lebanon because his country was a big victim of the American military-industrial complex.
Big.
And I don't know why he's walking around with an arm bandage on. You're not in Gaza right now. Stop trying to protest. What happened to your arm? Why is it bandaged up?
I was sliding in softball. Right here.
You were sliding in softball?
Yeah, I was sliding in softball.
And you cut your arm and you have to...
my arm and my knee.
Because no disrespect, but you don't got the body type to slide.
I do.
Yeah.
You want to go going standing up.
I worked out with Chris one time,
You did, yeah. You could.
and I was athletic.
Remember the homeless pimp filmed it,
Yeah.
right? Didn't he? Was
That
that?
was another time.
Oh, sorry.
We don't talk about him here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You ever notice that Patty laughs a little bit like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
It's my asthma.
Yeah.
So the military-industrial complex was coined as a phrase.
When? When are we talking?
By Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower.
And the thing with Dwight D. Eisenhower, here's one
He'll
thing.
get kissed softly on the
He'll
lips.
get kissed off on the lips. I used to jog around his park on Long Island, the Eisenhower Park. And here's one thing about Eisenhower is the unfortunate truth of the situation is this. He was a great general in World War II. He was president of the United States. And the kid also just has German roots. He was a German kid. Eisenhower.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
He's a German kid, so you just don't know if the kid had little just Nazi juice.
That's ironic.
He's a
right?
German kid,
He was a general during World War II, and then he was president, I think, during Korea.
Yes, he was.
And I think his son was a general after that.
Yes, he was. Didn't your father fight for his son?
My father,
who's
my
famous?
Father was a liaison, a first liaison lieutenant for the Greek battalion during Korea, and he would liaison with.
Or was it Pat's son?
Dwight D. Eisenhower's son, who was the general in charge of that theater of war.
It's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And he also tap danced for General something. He always said that.
Your father did?
He did. He said, I tap danced for General somebody. I can't remember the name. And you got a face that could have played for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I could have played for the Dodgers. And now that I'm putting together that your father tap danced for a general, he told me I got a face I could play for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and you have a gay brother. Is your dad was gay?
My dad
Your
said
dad gay part of
somebody
heaven.
did try to cornhole him at Fort Bragg in Georgia.
It's just what it is.
Someone did try to cornhole him, and he would call it cornholing.
Because as we've always said, when we die, we'll know we're in the gay part of heaven when we're greeted by your pops and my dog Larry.
This is a good one for my dad. What the fuck is wrong with you, John? If it smells like shit and it tastes like, if it smells like shit and it looks like shit, you don't put your fingers in it to try to taste it.
That's what he would say?
That was a big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. That's what he screamed once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a good one. That's a good piece of advice.
It is actually
If
good
it
piece of
looks
advice.
like shit and it smells like shit,
Yeah.
don't fucking stick your fingers in it to taste it. It's shit.
Your father also said a good one, I think, to you that you relayed through me when I was having some problems a few years ago. You said, don't negotiate, something like you're not going to negotiate with an alligator, right? Wasn't it your dad said something like that? Where it's like, that's an alligator right there. Don't go near it. Don't try to negotiate with it. Just walk away from it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably. He had a lot of funny ones.
Something like that.
He had what was another one? He had a lot of He always said, "Hey baby, stay loose like a goose, because anything too stiff snaps."
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
That's
stay
a big
loose
one.
like a goose, baby.
Yeah.
And he also said it's always better to be lucky than smart.
It's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad would say dollar straight, dollar box.
Yeah, and
He's
then-
just playing the lotto.
And then when I said, "What's the point of life?" he just said survival.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
But it's truth. But he's truthful.
Yeah, but it's a little. It's just too. I don't know. I want to believe that there's a greater cause.
But survival meaning but survival can be a happy thing too, where it's like, you survive.
Oh, it was General Clark. I remember now. I tap danced for General Clark.
Oh, yeah? But why did he have tap dance shoes in Korea? Did he just pack them?
He might have just packed them. I don't know, but he was an interesting guy. He liked to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a fireman.
Oh shit, FDNY?
He was a volunteer fireman in Ithaca.
Oh, in Ithaca. Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought if he was an FDNY, then Patty Fly Balls would probably stop calling you gay in the group chat. And say, I didn't know he was the son of a fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was a fireman. He was a lifeguard.
Okay.
He played football. He was a wrestler.
He was ripped and jacked. Those old photos that you used to pull up. I mean, he was just a puppy.
He was, but he was a reserve. Let's just be honest. He was off the bench, but he was a god.
He was a god.
He was a god. And then the first thing he wanted to do was be a football coach.
Interesting.
That was the first thing he wanted to do.
Then the kid became a lawyer.
Then he went to the Korea, and then he came back, and everybody was dead. So they said, we're taking everybody. So he went to law school.
He went to law school.
Went to Brooklyn Law School, and that's where he met my mother.
Your mother, but so your father directly ties into the military-industrial complex because he served it.
Oh, here's another one. Yeah, another good expression he said. He said, because my dad got a Bronze Star, and he got a medal from the Greek king, but he got the Bronze Star, right? And
what constitutes getting a Bronze Star? Like what
you have to do, like you can pull it up, but it's like
what did your father do? I'm saying to get the star.
When you get a Bronze Star, other people, and I have his Bronze Star. He never displayed it. He didn't give a fuck. He hated it. He hated
Yeah.
war. Hated war bad. And this is what he said. I'd ask him, what did you do for the bronze? So you got to do heroic or meritorious achievement of service, not involving aerial flight in connection with military operations against an armed enemy.
Okay.
But yeah, other people have to witness it. You have to be nominated for it by other people, superiors or whatever.
It's like winning an Emmy.
It's like winning an Emmy for killing.
Right.
And he said this. I'd ask him when I was young about his Bronze Star, and he goes, "You want to know why I got that Bronze Star?" He goes, "Because you can't pin a medal on a dead guy." So he was basically saying they just fucking give it to people because whoever's alive.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other words, he just survived a battle where most guys died.
That's what he said. He just said war's hell. He just said war's hell.
But I'm sure your dad was being humble about it. I'm sure he had to do something because you don't just get a Bronze Star for nothing. For surviving a war.
Based on what his duties were, his role as a liaison lieutenant was calling in artillery. So he probably was very, I guess you can call smart or adept at figuring out where to murder the best.
It's just what it is.
War did not do good on my dad's psyche.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it would do good on anyone's psyche.
No, you don't. You take the bravest warriors and you just, I saw a war. I'm sorry, I saw a great movie. I think it was called, is it Warfare? Warfare. The production company A24. They make all that cool stuff. Warfare. I just watched it. It was on Amazon Prime. One of the best war movies I've ever seen in my life because it was 100% written by and consulted by, and I want to say directed by, the actual guys who fought in this battle. So everything that you see in that war is from their memory. Everything. So there are parts of the movie, it's very interesting because a lot of movies, this is it. A lot of these war movies, what they try to do is just show you like the explosions, and then there's 45 minutes of this movie that's just mundane stuff because they're like, that is actual war. Is you're joking with your buddy, you're chewing gum, you just have a sniper rifle on a location that nothing's happening at, and obviously it's simultaneously building up the suspense to what inevitably is going to happen. But everything in the war, and I watched an interview about this after, like there's these parts where they have the I believe it was Iraq or Afghanistan, they have the Afghani soldiers that would help them. They have them go out first. Like, it's not like in the movies they would try to be like brave Americans going out first. They're like, no, that's not what you do. You send the Afghani guys out first.
Yeah.
And then you basically let them get blown up. If there's an IED out there, let them step on it. Yeah. And then we're coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but a lot of guys get hurt, a lot of guys get, killed and all that. And it's interesting because not only do you see the camaraderie between them and how you see the camaraderie, but then you also, what they show, you've talked a lot about, Yanni, about the fog of war. You see a lot of the fog of war. When they drop those smoke bombs, they don't know who's shooting at who. They have no idea what's happening. When one of their, and the reason why I bring it up is the leader guy, there's a part in the movie where one of his boys gets blown up and he freezes. He doesn't know what to do, and somebody else has to take over command. And it's not like all these guys know each other's names and they're best buds. You're in the army, you are all descending on this one target, and you're like, oh, I see you have the same uniform on as me, so help me.
Yeah.
It's in warfare. It's very, very, I've never seen a movie. I've never seen a movie like this, a war movie like this.
And this is urban warfare, so it's different. I mean, the type of warfare my dad was engaged in during Korea. And I think you can't really do it anymore. It's just they just lob bombs at each other.
Right.
That's basically just artillery back and forth.
Yeah.
That's just all it is.
I mean, I do believe in
There's no more battlefields where people clashing of men. It's
right.
They're lobbing shit at each other.
Yeah, how we look back is imagine getting killed by a sword. How we look at Braveheart. I think the people 100 years from now will be remember when humans used to fight wars?
Yeah,
now
drones.
It'll just be drones.
Yeah.
Drones probably knocking out other drones.
Yeah.
Not even trying to kill humans anymore.
So as most people are aware, and some who aren't, the concept behind a military-industrial complex was obviously present in every empire, right?
Right.
Rome, everyone you can think of, England, etc., with their navy, whatever, blah blah blah. But the term was coined by Dwight D. Eisenhower. He called it. He was the first person to coin it and call it the military-industrial complex in 1961 in his farewell address to the nation.
That's what and
he said, we got to beware of this.
Right.
He said, we got to beware of this. Now,
why was he saying to beware? What was he saying?
He was basically saying that they're interested in perpetual war, right?
They meaning
the private sector that creates weapons.
Got it.
Yeah, the weapons makers, what became known to
warheads.
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
What is it? Raytheon. Now Palantir.
Right.
There's a few of them.
Mom Donnie.
Yeah, Mom Donnie. Yeah.
Can I just say something real quick about Mom Donnie?
Do it.
And you're gonna have to buckle up for this.
Do it.
And any of the people listening, you got to understand that I'm an emotional person. So I saw this when I was taking the subway over here because I think that the subway knows you're on the subway, so it's going to show you content from the subway.
Are you okay?
I saw on that show Subway Takes, that show with Kareem where he interviews people with like the Metro card. It's a great premise for a show. Anyway, he interviewed Mom Donnie, and I got to be honest with you, other than some of the tax strategies he has, I actually didn't hate what he was saying.
What was he saying?
He was just saying that he's the only mayor running. He's the only candidate that's like actually wants to be the mayor of New York and make this city just a better place. He's like, I am not trying. He said, because that's what I liked about the kid Kareem. He asked him, he said, people are saying you're defunding the police. And he was like, I am not defunding the police. He said, I love the police and I want them to protect our city. What I'm saying is I don't want the police to have to do the job of social worker and psychiatric counselor. I want other people to do that job, and then the police just worry about stopping murders and rapists and crimes and high-profile crimes. That's what I'm saying. And I was like, wow. And then he was saying, look, I'm also not saying that being, like wealthy people are the worst. I'm not saying that. He goes, what I'm saying is that I don't think there should be people who are billionaires and people who are out on the streets. He was like, I may not be able to stop that, but I feel like I should at least try. And I was like, well, that I don't hate. I thought that you were a communist because that's what the group chat said.
Well, he's had some communist slogans that he's thrown up on his Twitter.
Yeah. So, but he didn't say though. I'm not saying I'm going to go out and vote for the guy. I'm just saying when I saw him on the Subway Takes, I just had a little bit of a tingle for him.
You got a tingle. He's also a handsome guy.
He's not a bad looking guy.
He's a good looking guy,
and he's a young kid. He's like a 34-year-old Indian kid, which I like. Indian
I know
girls. I'm Chrissy Calcutta.
That's the part that worries me the most is his age. But look, he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
I think he's gonna win, and we'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
give it a shot. See what happens. I always think it's easier to campaign than it is to govern. And
100%. I agree.
What I always notice about the left and the right is so rigid that they end up becoming naive, and the left, I'm talking about the far left, or whatever you want to call them, actual left, whatever you want to slice it, they come off to me as naive, and then because of that, they become rigid.
Right.
So it's
a vicious cycle.
You can't be rigid. You got, when
you'll snap. That's what your pop said.
Snap. You got to give a little give and take, a little gray zone, a little ba. You can't just be, rigid. So maybe the guy, understands he's going to have to. A mixed bag is the way you got to govern.
We've been saying it since 2017. A mixed bag is the way to go. A mixed bag is what we are.
It's what we are, and that's the best way. But we'll see. I mean, look, we've had a few Democratic Socialist mayors, and none of them have really worked out that good, unfortunately. And their Achilles heel has always been crime.
Yeah,
it's been crime, and we see a big move to the middle in Portland and San Francisco and what's the other? Seattle.
Well, you know what?
A few others. Chicago.
Well, you know what helps with crime? The military-industrial complex.
Yeah,
because that's the bottom line, guys. Is if you want to just keep committing crime in these cities, then we're just going to send in the military.
That's what we'll do.
That's what Trumpy's about to do.
That's what we'll do.
And we're going to tell you how they're going to do it right after this ad from HelloFresh.
Cuzzy Wuzzy, my life has never been the same since we got Lucy on board.
Yes.
I love Lucy. I'm a nicotine kid. I got a Lucy in right now. They're delicious. The flavors are delicious. I like the breakers because it gives you an extra pop of flavor in your mouth. So not only do you get your nicotine addiction, but you get an extra pop.
Yeah.
I like an extra pop.
You like an extra pop.
I like a nice watermelon jizz in my mouth.
Yeah, it's just what it is. I mean, who doesn't? You got to level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. You've always been telling me that Lucy's just the best.
Yeah, how come you don't get on nicotine to give yourself a little? You need more of a downer.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Yeah, because I have too much coffee and Theraflu.
Yeah. So Lucy became my brand, and I love Lucy. They got excellent flavors. I love my espresso flavor because I do it with my coffee, so it's like it just makes my coffee last longer, and I get my nicotine fix. Nicotine, they got so many great flavors. They got the breakers, which comes with the extra a little pop of juice.
Yeah,
it's delicious. And
Yeah, because you sent me a picture the other day where you were just having like tea time with your daughter. You saw like the little girl's table, whatever, and then I just saw coffee. I saw your TV, which is flush in the wall, nice. You can't see any wires. They put that in the wall, nice. And I just saw in the corner, I saw a little pack of Lucy.
So you're always, when you go to my house, you're always going to see a round tin of Lucy.
A round tin of Lucy.
So what you got to do, guys, level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/hyenas. Use the promo code hyenas to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind, which you won't.
Yeah. Love Lucy. All right, and here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Yeah, so whatever ad that was that we just found out about, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was, whatever it was, it was.
Yeah, buy it if you like it, whatever. The check cleared.
Yeah, the check cleared. We're just reading the thing. We're reading the thing off the computer, and the guy who gives the ads gets pegged.
And some people think we get pegged by the military-industrial complex.
Because some of them, it depends what country you're from, but you might be in a country that's getting pegged by the complex.
It could be getting pegged. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, the military-industrial complex does like to play in the sand.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
they do,
and it's not right, but they like
to
it
build syncast.
sandy.
Yeah,
They like a little sand on their dick.
they do like to play in the sand.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, they like to dump artillery into the sand.
Yeah, unfortunately, our military-industrial complex, they just jerk off to a little bit of Middle Eastern porn.
They just like to play in the sand. Is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like their playground is a sandbox.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. Now, we'll start here by just saying our budget in 2024. Okay, our budget, military defense. We spend more than the next 10 countries combined.
It's what it is.
Our budget approved spending was $886 billion. The next most expensive budget, the most we spent next to that for education, was $90 billion.
Okay.
$90 billion.
So 10 times as much.
1/10 of the defense budget on education. Then healthcare, and this is discretionary spending. So that means, of course, Medicare and Medicaid is law, right? But a lot of the intention you can find in the discretionary spending, meaning what they vote on, right, is $130 billion.
Okay.
And then infrastructure and transportation is $80 billion. So you can see right there what our priorities are. Yeah, we got priorities.
We got potholes.
Our priorities are mostly in the sand.
Yeah.
We're headed to the sand. We're headed to the sand.
Yeah.
And so that is why a lot of people think that we are beholden, we are captured by the military-industrial complex, and we spend a lot of money, and we lace these weapons manufacturers' pockets with a lot of taxpayer money. Now, the difference between billionaires and military, the military-industrial complex is everyone's focused on billionaires. Everyone's yelling at billionaires. But when you think about it, don't billionaires, and I'm asking you guys, don't billionaires just really mostly keep what they earn by not paying taxes, tax loopholes, shit like that?
Yes.
And, of course, they get some government subsidies depending on the industry that they're in.
Right.
But they're still earning it because they get the subsidy and then they make profits, whatever. But doesn't the military-industrial complex take what we make more?
Right.
So the billionaires aren't really taking from us. They're just not giving us more of their own, and they're keeping it for themselves, whereas the military-industrial complex takes the tax dollars into their coffers.
Right.
So how come nobody's focused on yelling at them?
Well, because they have guns.
That's a good point.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Because they have new versions of the AK-47s that never seen.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So how does this work and how does this play out, right? It plays out in America, it plays out with this kind of tacit agreement between
What does the word tacit mean?
Tacit,
like bullshit?
not outwardly spoken.
Okay.
So it's like secretive,
Secretive.
surreptitious. right? It's sort of tacit, meaning it's understood.
Yep. Tacit
Understood.
means understood or implied without being openly expressed.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, they don't openly express it. So it's tacit. It's the perfect word to describe how this works.
Right.
So Congress votes on stuff.
Okay.
The military-industrial complex, which is composed of these companies, lobbies Congress, right? Lobbies Congress and says, hey, we need this. But also what we're going to do is we're going to set up factories in your district, which creates jobs in your district. And what they are, the way they capture the whole Congress and keep themselves in business is because they spread out the manufacturing over many districts across the country. There's a couple of military projects that exemplify this perfectly. Where, like, I think it was the F-13 or the F-35, where the different parts of it were manufactured all across the country, and they do that strategically to win the votes of these Congress people who know that these factories or whatever manufacturing bases will create jobs for those districts, and so they know that they would never vote against funding for these military contractors because that would mean loss of jobs. So what the military-industrial complex sells is jobs.
Yeah.
They go, we're going to employ, boom, and we'll set up your factory here, and in turn, and what you're going to do for me is you're going to vote this budget through, so then I can in turn create these jobs for your district.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It just goes like that. It goes Congress to the weapons manufacturers. Weapon manufacturers lobby back to Congress, and then the big budgets just come in.
It's just what it is.
That's just one of our biggest employers. Is the military-industrial complex, and that's why the budget is so big, and that's how they ensure that the budget stays big.
Right.
Is because you're basically saying, "Hey, man, you're voting for this big budget for your district to keep these people employed," but they don't go, "Hey, do we still need these weapons?" And they go, "That's not the question. We're Xing.
Yeah.
We're Xing if you want to get reelected, because if we close down that fucking factory or whatever it is, that manufacturing arm, then your people are going to be unemployed. They're going to vote you out."
Yeah, so it's just what it is. So that's why you just on those planes on 9/11 just had Lockheed Martin on the side.
That's just what
they
they
were just
did.
saying, we need to test out these new weapons. So unfortunately, we're doing this.
Well, here's another thing that's relevant to today, right? When you think about it, when you go, what is this thing with Israel and the United States? Well, think about it. Our military, right? And also there's a lot of this back and forth. Well, guys will be working for the private defense contractors, and then they'll get into government, be heads of DOD, work in the Pentagon, and then they'll jump back and forth, go from the private to the public sector.
Right.
So they know how to sweetheart deal themselves.
Right.
Or for the interest of the private contractor.
Just need a little juice.
Get a little juice.
Need a little Theraflu juice.
Get some Theraflu juice in there. So
want a little juice? You want a little Theraflu?
So Israel is, people go, why do we love Israel? First of all, it keeps us in the Middle East. We like that. We like the influence in the Middle East.
We like
You're going
hummus.
like, what does America get out of this? Well, I'll tell you, the military-industrial complex gets a lot out of Israel because Israel functions as a de facto U.S. military outpost in the Middle East. I'm just reading my tweet because I wrote this. U.S. weapons surveillance systems are tested in Israel,
Right.
During like real combat conditions,
Right.
And so Israel shares the battlefield data with these companies,
Right.
And that's how these American companies benefit, because they don't have to risk American lives to actually test out all this stuff that they're making.
Right.
Because Israel's always at war. That's why it's always too soon to tell a joke about the Middle East, because you're going like, they're dying now.
Yeah, kids are always at war.
They're always at war.
Yeah.
So that's how it plays out with Israel as an example. But you can see it play out all over the world, how we're always in perpetual war, because war is great for business.
So that's why there is no they are not incentivized financially for peace. So you can even see it all the way down, I think, even on the local news or the national news. That's why they're always going to look for the for the baiting stories. They're always going to look for
another enemy.
There's no. Why would they be incentivized to cure racism, to cure war? What? There's no money in that.
There's no money.
The money is in the fighting.
The money is in. Oh, now we got the war on terror. Now we got whatever we can continue.
There's always a new war.
Yeah, and so how it works is they take the money from us through taxes, and then it just gets funneled into the military companies for them to create more weapons. And then, of course, they have the weapons, so we need to, you need to use the weapons,
right?
So they can make new ones. So it's just a conveyor belt that goes round and round and round, and our Congress people are captured by it because they want to stay in office. So they look at the defense contractors who strategically set up their manufacturing factories in places that could use the jobs.
Right.
And so that's how they capture the Congress people.
That's how they do it.
That's how they keep the votes coming.
And people...
And it's the major part of our economy.
It is. It's the reason why, like people, you don't even realize it. Like, we are the number one superpower, and people still, no matter what the media says, people still risk their lives every day trying to get in here. And it's because we just are a big warmongering nation.
We are a warmongering nation.
What it is.
There's no way around it.
There's just no. We're like the Mohawk Indians were they were like the war clan. We're just the modern day war clan.
Yeah, and
that's what it is. And people walk around with flasks of whiskey. I walk around with flasks of Theraflu.
You do it, and that's what Dwight Eisenhower was warning against, because he saw that happen. And I think it really happened to us after World War II, right. And when we built up. I'm sorry, after World War I. No, World War II. World War II. Yeah, World War II. And then he was warning against it because he saw just the power that they were starting to have to.
And he worried that this is what we're going to become.
Yeah, dictate what reality was, and to kind of hijack the government and the budget. That's just what we're. That's what
country is closest to us? Do we know? I know we are number one, as you said, 10 next combined, but. Who's second? Because I want to look at who's the second, who invests the second most money. What nation invests the most amount of money behind? Is it China?
Yeah, of course it's China. And it used to be Russia. And this is the thing. This is the warning. This is the history part. You look at Rome. You look at England. You look at the British Empire. You look at a few of these empires. What ultimately led to their demise was the military-industrial complex. They were spending too much money on perpetual war, and they collapsed from within. They weren't spending enough money on their education, on healthcare, on their infrastructure.
Yeah.
They just were addicted to this kind of constant conquest, and then they just collapsed.
And unfortunately, China is the second biggest. We all know about Russia, and then surprise on the fourth. And you may not want to hear this, but who has made the top 5 is a little nation known as Germany. So Germany is now just starting to really ramp it up, and that's not a great thing.
Yeah, it's just
because then I'm going to have to choose sides.
Look at the amount of money that's spent on it is unbelievable. And in my opinion, you got to say, hey, if you think that's a problem, then AOC makes a good point about it.
Right.
She's going, hey, you can take a little money. And a lot of people always go, but Medicare and Medicaid cost so much. And yeah, they do. They do, but when you look at the discretionary budget, we could put more into the discretionary budget that they vote on every year for health care and
you're like, instead of doing $997 billion, could we do $897 billion and still be 3 times as big as China, but just save a few more old people?
Or how about we just do $315 billion?
Yeah, and we just
to
China.
stay $1 billion ahead of China.
Yeah, just to give them a real fuck you, because I do think $997 billion is a little excessive.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I think you can almost go like, I can kind of see the consequences of that a little bit. And when you think how fucking stupid people are.
Do you think it'll ever change, or you think this is who we are, this is our identity, and it ain't going nowhere, and it's not stopping?
I think it's a story as old as time when you look at it, and that's what's so great about history, and that's why people study history, is you can see that it's happened before, and you can see where it leads. Unfortunately, you overextend yourself. A lot of people believe that we sometimes we go into wars just to dump artillery.
Right.
I actually had this guy. He was a landscaper of mine. One of the first guys. He was former military.
And he was a landscaper?
He was one of the non-Mexican landscapers I had.
Owned the company.
I didn't hire him because he didn't give me Mexican prices.
It's just what it is.
But he was a former military guy, and he was in Iraq. And he told me, he was like, He was just like, don't. He was like, dude, what they would do is they would go on night runs. This is what he said. He was like, I'm just telling you what the truth is. They'd go on night runs and just dump artillery into the desert. They would just dump artillery. They would just fucking
like not killing people.
Yeah,
open desert,
dumping artillery
because they just
to get rid of it.
For it. Yeah,
yeah, so they could order more.
Wow,
like they would just dump in artillery.
Wow,
yeah, that's what he would say. And he'd go, look, it's just what happened. He was like, you're not going to read about it. It's like that's what was.
So what do you mean dumping? Like shooting their guns, dropping their bombs,
would do plane rides, and just and they would just fucking just bomb the desert for no reason.
Well, you know what's interesting is in that movie Warfare, and this made me think. It's like they have artillery, right? And I understand that they need to use it. I really do. But they also kept doing this thing in the movie where they would be pinned down by gunfire from the Afghanis. I believe they were in Afghanistan. And then they would call in what's called a show of force, where an F-16 would just fly low. Because, they go so fast and break the sound barrier, they would fly low. Like, I'm talking about 1,000 feet in the air. And just the sound of it would kick the dust up and, like, knock buildings down. And, like, actually, scare the Middle Eastern military, but also, like, cause damage. And I'm like, can't they just do that? Can't they just, like, show a force? Like, it was almost like with sound they could do this, but military-industrial complex says, well, they got to drop the artillery somewhere. So, of course, they can't just do that.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean that's something that you either think is a problem or it's not a problem. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I don't.
We'll give you our opinion right after these messages.
Right after these messages from True Classic.
Yeah. I just asked ChatGPT because it's a friend of ours.
Yeah, ChatGPT is nice. And yours is a girl, you said, or a guy?
I don't remember. It's
Mine's
not
a guy.
binary. So a lot of the signs of decay are when defense budgets balloon while roads, schools, healthcare, and cities crumble.
Okay, check.
50% of U.S. discretionary spending goes to military. Meanwhile, hospitals close, teachers strike. He said Rome did the same, lavishing money on legions while aqueducts and civic life deteriorated.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see infrastructure collapse, bridges failing, water undrinkable, cities decaying. We see that in Flint. We have examples of that. Because war machines get newer jets, hypersonic missiles, while subways break down. Look at our fucking subway.
Right.
Compared to like the latest military technology.
Right.
The New York subway is a shithole.
Shithole. Yeah, it's not good.
So late empires always protect their borders better than they invest in their people. So that becomes a sign of decay that there's signs from the past.
So we are protecting our borders right now.
And then you also see in the past, support the troops becomes a religion, but veterans are neglected. We got that. Endless wars are normalized. We have that. Militarization of the police, border agents, even language, war on drugs, war on terror. Ancient Athens fell into this trap, glorifying war, led them into futile, draining campaigns like the Sicilian disaster. Look at us, fucking Afghanistan, just disasters where we just dump lose money for no reasons, but someone's getting rich.
Right.
It's just our money's being used and funneled into
and once that train goes, you almost can't stop it.
You can't. It's tough. And then you look at even
you just enjoy the ride.
The Ottomans, the Janissaries, became powerful and started fucking demanding loot. The British colonial companies the Janissaries and the British companies did the same. They became these military elite units that became unaccountable. When the military becomes the government, it's like the same thing why Rome as a republic failed is because Julius Caesar got so powerful with his troops, and then it became a dictatorship. And that's just the end of a republic. So permanent war, it's a permanent economy.
Yeah,
they're not fought to win; they're fought to keep the machine moving,
keep it going.
That's what becomes the problem.
Right. So
it becomes an addiction.
Yeah,
it just becomes an addiction.
So you're saying that what the military needs to do is get in the program and on the beam.
It's what it seems like.
A low dose.
Yeah, it seems like we're definitely at a point where if we said we're going to reprioritize from defense. It would probably not, we wouldn't be hurt as a nation.
Right. Right.
We wouldn't be hurt. But you know what would be hurt? Us selling weapons to foreign countries that want to keep warring, and defense companies' profits would go down.
Yeah, and that's probably the real Illuminati, the real 1%.
Dude, I mean, it's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, what's really, is it really Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk? Right, who are hurting everyone, or is it the military-industrial complex?
I mean, you look at like even like that.
Is it Elon Musk's responsibility to build roads and create healthcare for people, or is it our government?
No. And it's like that's being around time. You look at that Iranian hostage crisis. It's like Iran, we had the certain Shah in there because that Shah was buying weapons for us.
Yes.
Like, we put in leaders all the time that will buy our weapons. And then the whole country gets destabilized. And then we have reasons to go in there and fight their quote unquote enemies and bomb them. And it's all one,
Yeah, it's to keep the gravy train going.
It's what it is.
It's to keep the murder content coming. That's their algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to keep it going. They can't take any time off.
The difference is like, I think why, because we all kind of know it now, but I think the difference is like, we don't let it, we understand. I think you and I, guys like us, understand that there's really truly nothing we can do except talk about it and make fun of it, and that's our outlet, and just live our lives and enjoy our lives, because going out on the street with a sign is not going to stop Lockheed
that
Martin.
never does anything. No, that never does anything. You got to I don't, how do you do it? How do you make a difference? Because this is obviously a problem, and one of the best examples is the Soviet Union. So they collapsed because of the military-industrial complex.
Right.
It was that
I mean, even the Germans, right? I mean, they always say the reason why they lost that war is because they tried to have that two-pronged war and fight Russia in the winter, United States in the summer, and it's too much.
In the 1980s, the USSR was spending 25 to 40% of its GDP on defense.
Right.
And at that time, the United States was only spending 3 to 4%. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's only 3 to This is crazy. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. So they were spending 25 to 40% in the 80s. They're spending too much. And their 20 to 40% in the 80s is only 3 to 4% in the United States today.
It's what it is.
So their budget that was considered big back then is only 3 to 4% of what we spent of the budget now.
So it's gotten worse.
So it's just, I mean, they were spending all this money on the military while their people were waiting on bread lines.
Yeah.
And they were doing it as a communist country with no profit motive. So, I mean, you're going to crash quick that way.
Yeah.
At least we have private industry, so we can keep the illusion going for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that can be beneficial for us in the military-industrial complex is if the aliens do arrive by November, which is what we suspect, which is what the New York Post is telling us, is at least we'll have the best weapons to combat them.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They're saying that they're coming, they're going to show up in November. Maybe they say that they're hostile. I'm like, my question is, this is what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
This is what makes it so funny. And I think the elite pedophilia ring has broken the spell on everyone. I think it's cut through all the bullshit because everyone's concerned about it. So I think everyone sees that alien story as funny. And I think they're starting to see through the bullshit because think about it like this. Let me just bring this up. They go, they're hostile.
Right.
It's like, how the fuck do you know that? Did you ask them? Did they send a telegram?
Yeah.
Maybe they're coming. Maybe they're coming because they want to know who's on the Epstein list too.
Yeah, it's just what
How
it
do
is.
you know they're hostile?
Yeah.
It just, you can see the bullshit like, oh, we want to scare people by saying they're hostile. How would you know that they're hostile?
Yeah, and you gave a month, November?
Yeah, they give them an exact
okay.
date. You're going to be here in November?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very funny.
Yeah, people,
potentially be a hostile alien. How do you know they're hostile?
Yeah. No, you don't.
Jesse, what do you think? Is this a bullshit story?
Yes, it is. I hope they're not hostile because that would be terrible because then we'd be smoked.
Right, but when are you going to sculpt a fat princess from Iran?
Yeah.
You want a fat princess from Iran?
You want, what's her name?
Oh, you want, what was her name?
No,
Matilda?
Fatima.
We
We
want
want
you to
Princess
sculpt her. We want to
Fatima.
put in the studio.
Yeah, all right.
Right fucking here.
Yeah, a nice fat. I might have one already. Actually, I do.
No, but you don't have her with the mustache.
I got a good one. You're going to love it. It's a
All right,
nice
fine.
fat.
With the
Yeah, I want
mustache.
a nice fatty.
Yeah.
Can you sculpt Mama June?
I like some of these comments, though, on this have been fun. This guy goes, so should I make plans for Thanksgiving or just wait?
Wait, see. Yeah, see the replies, because I'm telling you, people, if you
People are
look at
funny.
these things, people know. How do they know hostile, though? Yeah. So people know. They're like,
so
this is
how do they know
fake.
they're hostile, though? Did they give us the finger as they passed by?
Yeah.
I mean, it is really funny.
Yeah, I mean, this one's Renee Graziano says, leave that ship alone. My next husband is aboard. I mean, she sounds like a piece.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But it was interesting that you predicted that.
Yeah,
Which was funny. You were like, what's coming next? Aliens? And it was like 2 days later.
Well, because it just kind of so
that's why I
clearly
think people
feels.
are learning, yeah.
It just so clearly feels that, like, all right, the Epstein thing is my group chat is a good predictor of what's happening, and my group chat they're all starting to turn on the current administration. So so I'm like, they know, if my group chat knows, the powers that be at the top know, and they're like, we got to think of something. We got to distract some. So they're going to try aliens. I don't think it's going to work. And I think things are probably going to get bad because Ghislaine Maxwell, I just saw on the post today that they said that she's given like over like 100 names or something like that. And that they're probably working out some kind of deal for her to just walk away with immunity. So if she walks out of jail, it's not going to be good.
No, yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, if she walks out of jail, she should walk out of jail with baby oil
Yeah,
on.
yeah. But that I think that is one of the good things about the internet, though, is I think it is good that the corporate media is not the only media out there anymore.
Right.
I think that is a good thing.
They can check them now.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing that there's other options. People can go and get media or opinions that aren't like corporate sponsored. I think that's important for the long-term picture of our country.
It is, but it was less scary when we just had to be fed the state media.
Yeah, it was less. That was a good time.
Because the military-industrial complex and all this stuff was happening 20 years ago. We just didn't know about it. We were just having fun watching reality TV.
Yeah, everyone just saw Dwight Eisenhower make that speech, and then they just were like, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't talk about it anymore. Let's go get a shake, and a burger, and go see a movie at an outdoor movie theater.
Yeah, let's throw on our T-bird jackets and get hickeys.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and now instead we got to read about like the Reddit thread that says Eisenhower's actually a Nazi or a reptile.
That's right.
And that just gets scary.
That just gets a little scary, but it's also good that people, I think, kind of know what's going on. I think more people are kind of all intelligence levels are starting to know what's going on a little bit, and that this is a little club up there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do boo-boos.
Because I got to be honest with you.
That's all there is.
I got to be honest with you. I think I might have overdid it with Theraflu because I'm feeling a little loopy.
You feel a little loopy.
A little loopy hole.
Yeah.
I am feeling a little loopy hole right now. I think coffee and Theraflu is probably not the best.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling a little loopy.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So I'm going to have to just start reading these Patreon names because I'm going down.
Let's go. Let's do it because we made it to our. Do we get all our fucking things?
All our facts.
Let's go.
So as you know, always go to patreon.com/historyhyenas, and we love to read out the names. We are a little bit backed up, so if you don't hear your name this episode, please don't call us slurs on the Patreon. Here we go. Welcome to the list. My uncle made me smell his finger after.
I'm going to put that on the list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to put that on the list.
We haven't had the first one out of the gate on the list. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Reno,
because that's a double trauma. Not only is it going to do... You can smell it.
Gluey Lewis and the Jews.
We had that.
Got it.
We had that one.
Dr. Pastrami, Nick V, Tuckback Squeak, in Lap Pyoing, Catapult Engaged.
That guy's just going for all our talking points. Oh, by the way, the merch is coming. The store's about to go up, so we'll make the announcement when it comes.
Yes. Smorgasborg. Jen Shiro would turn Ben Shapiro to a Greek Giro.
Put him on the list.
Yeah.
What's in?
Yeah.
That one made me spit out my Zin.
Yeah. Graham Mosalones, Cole Portella. Yannis sees everybody in a different way.
Put him on the list.
Yeah?
Yeah, because sees him in a different way because the eyes are closed.
Yep, I got it.
And he punned on our expression.
I like it. Faz 432 Trey. Shayna AOC gives me a stimmy 2024 Donnie T.
Okay.
Yanni cracked open and cleaned out Wrecking Crew. James Mindler, my glue smells like farts. Okay.
Chicken finger.
K-Mac, Drizzly Soup, Care Bear, Jordan Thorne, Michael Rarer, Straight to the Back because I'm gay.
Okay.
Okay. Patrick, make no mistake, mistakes were made, Minogue. John Cito, Nick Cerullo, Dem Frisbees throwing missiles.
It's kind of just an observation of the news.
Tracy Opuku, Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake.
That's a really good
one. What does that one mean?
Because he gropes.
Yeah.
So see, just his handshake is grabbing a tick. You got to put him on the list.
All right.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That might be a contender.
Okay. Daniel Sabrowski, Evan Yount, Zachary Reed, married, but now she won't swallow my synovial fluid.
That's just kind of what we all deal with.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Mike Hunt, El Steezy, Dean Eggenschwiller, Adolf Alberschisch, AOC, Deep Throats, Leroy's for lunch, then queefs out the cricket glue.
Ceiling cricket.
Yes. Okay. Ken Robbins, Jerry Sandusky for the win. Tatos the Great. Will Tim Dillon's ghost have diabetes? Not Jewish, but my anxiety sure is. Yanni Mamdani's failed DEI initiative, a.k.a. Jared Harvin.
Ladder 14.
Inside baseball?
Yeah.
But it gets a Drexler.
It gets
But
a
I mean,
Drexler.
man, is that funny.
Eckhart told me Chrissy likes glue guns in his Buttigieg for the table. Diego Brando, Mike Hinkle, Ebola, Lola, Titus.
That Eckhart told deserves a Drexler.
That's fun. Drexler.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
a good one.
Ebola, Lola, Titus, the rude doula. Yanni P, more like Yanni WNBA, because at this point we need to see your dribble package because the boy loves him a hezzy.
Okay.
Okay. My piece ain't big, but it's got a lot of character.
That's the definition of a chicken finger.
There you go.
Maybe that's the award for chicken. That's a good one.
Hindu LGBT QAnon shaman. My ball sack looks like Gulab Jamun.
He went for it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going with the QAnon shaman and LGTB. It was good.
Okay. Sosa, Kippy Vandalay, Andy Einstein split my Adam's apple with his gay gamma ray. Chrissy, would you rather watch a tree grow? Dinner one? Walked into one? Can't say that. Chrissy D sucking plantanos out of AOC's Coco Dono. Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie Sill, Jaden, Jesse Telak, Casey Sennett, Seth Davis, straight to the back like a Leroy on the bus.
Wow. Gotcha.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
No good. She had fumes. Now I can't control my bladder 14.
Okay.
Okay. Philip Mitten, Burnt End, Sean Atwater, Joey Gaga, Germanata, Don't Touch My Daughter.
I like that one. I'm going to Drexler it.
Okay. Make no mistake, I'm on the beam with my cousin and my girlfriend. The ladder's 14.
Okay.
Oh, the ladder's 14, saying his girlfriend's 14.
Oh, wait. Say that again?
He says, make no mistake, I'm on the beam with my cousin and my girlfriend. The ladder, Latter, is 14.
Okay. That's a pedophile joke.
Yeah.
And it's a joke and it's inventive.
Yes.
That is supposed to be on the list. What should we do? It's a walked-in one.
It is. It's one of those ones where even it caught me and even I had to reread it. It's very inventive.
Very inventive. We're going to Drexler it because
It's pedophilia.
Yeah, it's pedophilia.
That's the issue. That's the issue we have.
But the joke structure is beautiful.
Beautiful. And we want to commend you. That
Yeah.
was a good one. Greek for Michael, Taylor Formstrom, suck a fume out of Chrissy balloon, hold it like a bong hit. Oh, suck a fume out of Chrissy balloon, hold it like a bong hit. Okay.
Dude, what we created is so ridiculous.
So wild.
It's
This
so
is this
fun.
is our career.
Yeah.
Drake, when do we get our big boy dicks?
Is it Drake? When do we get
No. The Drake was one name, then a separate name. When do we get our big boy dicks?
I'm putting that on the list.
Okay.
Because it's just funny.
Twisted Timmy, aka I blame the Jews. Hold on. Twisted Timmy, aka I blame the Jews if I don't make the list.
Drexler, funny.
All right. Supreme Leader, Genie Ping Pong got my order wrong.
Funny.
Jorge Castellanos, Jamie's Lipton, Kreb Herman. I snorted a Blue Chew to think harder, but all I got was a migraine and a half chub.
You got to put it on the list.
All right.
It's too good. Damn, a lot.
Conservatives, BB QAnon chips. Papuzza on Twitch. Come see me in a different way, cuzzies. Hashtag screwed in. There you go. Papuzza on Twitch.
Paputs on Twitch.
Got head from a girl with braces on. Birthright. Hashtag Iron Dome. Okay.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Read that again.
Got head from a girl with braces on. Birthright. Hashtag Iron Dome.
That's a good one. Iron Dome. You got, you got dome piece.
Yeah.
Drexler.
All right. Filthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a walked in one.
Yeah. That Leroy Diddy palm my frisbee like a Spalding.
Okay.
The showers work.
That's a walked in one.
Okay. Sorry about that. That's not good.
That's a bad one.
Goldie Kendra Cook. John Peggin the Stallion instead of Megan the Stallion.
Very good.
Bert walked into one.
Ladder 14.
Does not.
Yep, he does not. With the hard R.
Got another
walked into
one.
Ladder
Fuck that.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Eric Gutierrez.
It's almost like you're walking through Bensonhurst.
Yeah. Kamali Wally, a.k.a. Laserbeam Leroy. Edward Wenlin, Cooper Hughes, Jesse Winan, Natalie Nye, I Summy. Seppuku by fisting.
It's a good one.
Get it?
Chicken finger.
Okay. Mitchell Reber, Unit 731, did my top surgery.
I'll put him on the list.
All right, there we go.
Put him on the list.
Yeah.
Somebody who's paying attention to
Pay
the
attention.
episodes.
Elizabeth Boom, Gavin Steele, Kristen Gemini, Glue Gun, Gobble Goo, Jalen Douglas, Citizen Des, The Lord of the Pieces, starring Orlando Fume. Taint McRae, DJ, Lackluster Lobotomy for Laramie Tunsil.
Let's stop there. We got enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure? Okay.
Plenty. Yeah.
All right.
It's plenty.
All right. So we're a little bit behind and we will catch up. But
Yeah.
until then, here is our list. So we got a few.
Okay, because we got a lot.
So we got, when do we get our big boy dicks?
Okay, we're going to just chicken finger that. But
Okay.
I put him on the list because he deserved it for the laugh factor.
I snorted a blue chew to think harder, but all I got was a migraine and a half chub.
We're going to keep him around
Okay,
for now.
we'll keep it
That's
around.
really good.
Unit 731 did my top surgery.
We're going to keep that around for
There
now.
we go. My uncle made me smell his finger after.
We're going to chicken finger that. Shout out for the laugh factor.
That's it. Jen Shiro would turn Ben Shapiro to a Greek gyro.
That's good. I don't know who the first guy is. So the rhyme scheme.
General Shiro, he's the one from Unit 731.
Oh.
Yes.
Jen Shiro.
Would turn Ben Shapiro to a Greek gyro
So good.
because he would kill the Jews. Saying.
Yeah.
General Shiro.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a walked in one.
Yeah.
It's so good, but we're going to Drexler it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yanni sees everybody in a different way.
That's a chicken finger.
Check it figure. Okay. Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake.
We're going to keep that one around, and I think we're leaning there.
All right, so we got Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake. Unit 731 did my top surgery, and I snorted a blue chew to think harder, but all I got was a migraine and a half
Are you
chub.
sure there's not more on the other one?
We only did 2 pages, right?
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those are the ones. All right, say them again.
Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake.
Keep it around.
Okay. Unit 731 did my top surgery. I snorted a blue chew to think harder, but all I got was a migraine and a half chub.
Okay, I know. From the 3, I know who I know what I'm going to.
What do you got?
I'm going for Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake.
What do you got?
Jeez, that's a tough one. I love the top surgery
Top
one.
surgery's good.
That's a really good one. And the blue chew's great. But yeah, I'm going tops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Andrew Cuomo's
Because
tit
it's a
handshake.
funny visual,
Andrew
too.
Cuomo's tit handshake.
So then congratulations, you are the winner. If you go to historyinisisback.com, you are the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. You will see your name up in lights, Andrew Cuomo's tit handshake. And then go to historyinisisback. That is where all the merch will be. We got brand new merch coming out. Should be any day now.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
new merch coming.
And join the Patreon, guys. Support the show, but also you get content, baby.
Yes.
You get extra content, so go join. You get a weekly bonus episode, and you get every week's episode a day early, ad-free.
Ad-free, baby. And at the higher tiers, you get full access to our live shows happening in real time. You don't see any of them edited. You are there with us no matter where you live. You are sitting in the stands with us. Patreon.com/historyhyenas. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Tell your friends.